Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gray here, and today we're going to talk about the bay leaf and why I feel that it is a must have in your prepper pantry and why. And we're also going to dive into some of the uses of the bay leaf outside of some of the traditional concepts that some of you folks out there just may understand. A lot of people will use bay leaves for things like, cooking and stews and soups and, all that fun stuff, but they can go way beyond that. And this is why I feel when you add something to your preparedness pantry or an emergency food pantry, if you can have something that has a multifaceted use like the bay leaf, you're saving yourself some headaches without having to you're saving space for one, and you're also having something that you can use for cooking, which is more in the traditional sense, but also we're going to dive into the medicinal value of the bay leaf. And this idea was brought to me by a friend of the channel, which is Mark from Rolling Homestead. We had talked about this a couple of weeks ago, I think, if I recall correctly. And we're going to dive into it. We're also going to look at how can you save money? What is the best way to purchase bay leaves? Now, my personal suggestion to most folks when it regards to buying bay leaves is to buy the Turkish version of the bay leaf. Now, of course, there's a California version. The Turkish version also goes by Sweet Bay, Mediterranean Bay. Those are just some of the few names out there, but it'll be the Turkish bay, basically, and the leaves differ from your California. They're a little bit more robust from what I understand when people cook with them. I'm also going to dive into, how to use them outside of just the medicinal aspect, but also how you can use them for pests, as well as what am I thinking of here? I'm looking at my food buckets because you can use them to repel pests. That's what I was kind of trying to spit out there, anyways. But you get what I'm saying, right? So let's dive into it. Before I get too deep into this, gotta have my coffee. I want to make some disclaimers, okay? And I have them written here on my notes, which is always great to have. Keep Gray on track, right? I have a couple of things. One, do not attempt to eat the entire bay leaf. By consuming that, you can cause issues down in your bowels. So don't eat an entire bay leaf. There's a better way to do this stuff, and I'm going to touch on that, all right? Also, it says bay leaves taken at medicinal doses may interact with pain medications, blood sugar control, and some sedatives. So this is basically general information for you out there. So anything that I discuss here is something that you want to, of course, do a little bit more research on and see if that's going to be beneficial to you as the viewer and see how it works out. All right. And when it comes to storage of the bay leaves, it kind of follows that same set of rules for things. And what I mean by that is, first of all, you want to try to keep them in good condition, okay? And I'm going to pause for 1 second because I'm going to grab something and show you folks something. And a pause in the YouTube world is literally a second. So anyways, the reason I want to do this is I want to grab something and show you that I have in regards to my bay leaves. And we're going to discuss that towards the end about the pricing and where I get mine from and where this might be beneficial to you. And if you like, down in the description below, I'll put a link to where you can purchase these if you kind of want to follow suit on what I'm doing and save tons of money. All right, so where are we at? Storing them. So of course, if you're going to take them out of their packaging, right? If they're not in a jar, you kind of want to keep it airtight. And there's ways to do that. If you have the mason jars with the vacuum seal lids on them, you can do it that way. If you have them, if you're going to keep them long term, you want to keep them in a different kind of pattern. And what I mean by that is Mylar. And like I said, I'm going to go over that here in a second. I wouldn't suggest vacuum sealing them in a bag unless you don't mind them being crushed up, because I've tried that in the past, and they get pretty much crushed up. I'll be honest with you, right? Anyways, cool, dark, dry location, and basically most of the time you can get a couple years out of these things. You don't have to quote me on that. Some of you folks out there may have more experience than I do in regards to it, but I always like to suggest you folks to drop that down in the comments so that you can interact with other viewers who are looking for information on this topic. All right, so let's really get into the nitty-gritty, right? Let's dive into, outside of the cooking realm of things, let's dive into the medicinal value of the bay leaf. And this is where I think the bay leaf shines. All right? And like I said, some of this is open into research, and like I said, you got to dive into a little bit more. We're not going to go deep into it, make it a 2 hour long video, but this is going to at least get the juices flowing, right, and get the ideas out there, and for folks to kind of take what I'm saying and do a little bit more digging. Anyways, it's been known to prevent certain types of cancers. Okay. Basically, preliminary research suggests that extracts from bay leaves may help prevent early events in colorectal cancer. Uh, Also, bay leaves may inhibit cancer cell growth in breast cancer and leukemia. I saw that and I was like, man, I got to put that in my notes because that's phenomenal. Now, there's more research needed, of course, but anything natural is going to be better than the alternatives. If you've ever been people who deal with certain things of the cancer nature, we've all known someone that has gone through that. Radiation therapy and some of the drugs that they use, it's very damaging to the body. So if you can find something that may work better, I don't want to say better, I guess, but may help in preventing or alleviating some of these things, that's always a benefit, right? At least I think so. Now, for you diabetics out there, we're going to touch on how bay leaves can be beneficial for you as a diabetic. All right, and we're back. Technical difficulties, right? Anyways, type 2 diabetes. This is what we're going to dive into because it's believed this herb, which it is, can help control blood sugar and the fats in the bloodstream. So I think with my history in diabetes, which I can't say I don't have anymore. I used to be a lot heavier set, and I'm still working on it. Still working on it, folks. We're going to discuss that for moving on forward in January, getting into a health mode here and a more physical fit mode. But anyways, that's another subject. But anyways, what I was trying to relate to is that, so I know what diabetes is, type 2 specifically. This is what we're focusing on. Type 1, of course, is a whole different ball game, but this is type 2. So if this can help in any possible way with type 2 diabetes, it's awesome. And the way I look at that is if you've ever been on some of the drugs that they prescribe for type 2 diabetes, some of them can be have a negative impact on your health. So being able to substitute the bay leaf with it, I think that's a benefit. And also, there's a lot more to that, but I don't have enough, time to kind of dive into that. But just to kind of give you an idea for some of you folks who are suffering from something like this, it's something that for you to look into. Anything that is all natural is better than, I guess, catering to the big pharma situation. Anyways, it's also known to help, what's the word I'm looking for? Improve digestion. I don't know if you've ever, had some soup with bay leaves in it. Some people remove it after the fact. Some people still leave it in there. But it's known to help improve digestion, which is always a good thing. Just that's why I love ginger so much as well. But ginger's another topic, right? It's also known to relieve respiratory conditions. I don't know if you've ever gotten a cold and someone's used, the different types of, what is it called? The oils and stuff. Because the oils in bay leaves are known and shown to help relieve respiratory illnesses and open you up a bit, It's kind of like there's a bunch of other different plants out there associated with the chemicals and the oils that are inside there, not chemicals, but oils that are released when the bay leaf is burnt, which also helps in a different thing, but we'll touch on that in a second. What else do I got in here? And I'm going to explain some of this stuff here in a second, but anyways, it says they're not going to also be used to improve and protect our health due to the caffeic acid and rutin compounds. Now, of course, you can those words can be a little bit complicated because it almost sounds like it's talking about coffee, which is my favorite, which makes me want to take a drink. Cheers to all you folks out there. Anyways, these compounds in there are known to show health benefits for your heart, which is huge because heart disease, of course, is something major in this country, possibly across the world. It's known as probably one of the number one killers. Of course, not as of late, but I'm not going to go down that road. Anyways, another thing that you can do with the oils aspect of it is it also helps relieve anxiety and stress. To me, that's a huge thing. A lot of folks are dealing with that. And if you can find a non-pharmaceutical way to deal with your anxiety and stress and add that to your daily routine, there's all kinds of different essential oils. And there's some folks that specifically do essential oils on their channels. That's like the entire channel. And I'll tell you, let me take one moment out of this video just to say this. I don't watch as many prepping videos anymore as I used to do coming up through the ranks back in the day and, learning prepping. But I do watch stuff like medicinal and edible plants, gardening, all kinds of different things like that, oils, salves. Matter of fact, you can this is how you can use bay leaves, and you can use them in a tea, a poultice, a salve, and oils, as well as cooking, of course. But you kind of see where I'm going with that. There's so many different ways to take this leaf and do something with it that can be beneficial to you. So this is why I feel that it's super important to have something like this in your pantry because of the multitude of benefits that it has. And then I kind of thrown together a real quick rundown of some other things, not to make this video go for an hour long. Um, but anyways, to get down to the nitty gritty, it's also known for wound healing agents, an antioxidant, an antibacterial, an antiviral, an antifungal, insect repellent, an anticonvulsant, an analgesic, and anti-inflammatory. And like I said, when you look up how to use this, and I know some of you folks would like to see me do it too, and I've been pondering that idea of how I could set something up and having the space to do so. I can't really do it in this environment because I don't have the proper equipment, but I would love to do that, and I'm thinking for that moving forward into next year of how to actually take some of the things that I'm talking about from the conceptual aspect of me speaking to actually showing and kind of giving either the recipe or the idea how to make it into, let's say, a poultice or a salve or a tea, simple things like that. Maybe little short videos or whatnot. But we'll figure that out down the road. Last but not least, and every time I talk on camera, my throat starts to tickle. That's why I have a good cup of Joe. Anyways, is I want to talk about the pest control properties. And I think this is very pertinent to us in the preparedness community because here I know I have it set up. I'm going to be showing you how to properly store rice in 5-gallon buckets and Mylar bags or food grade buckets and so on and so forth. But I also want to kind of give you the tidbit that how I use the bay leaves in this process as well. I learned this from some other folks, and I'd like to share that with you in the video that I'm going to do for that. But anyways, coming to pest control, it says the camphor-like volatile oil in bay leaves acts as a pest repellent. Place the leaves around your pantry, under your cabinets, appliances, near trash containers, anywhere where they might be bug problems, including your prepared foods or your preparedness foods, ones that you store, because that's the last place that you want to find pests. Just imagine opening up a 5-gallon bucket of, let's say, rice per se, right? And you find bugs. It can be heartbreaking. And to the aspect that that's the food that you've put up, that you've invested your time and money into, and you're in a scenario where you need that food now. So that's the last thing that you want to see. Sometimes you can take a bay leaf and attach them to the top, because some people worry about the flavor of the bay leaf getting into the rice. To me, that's not a problem. But some people will attach some bay leaves to the top of the container as well. And there's ways to do that, but I'm pretty sure you guys can figure that out. And here I also have it says you can place them directly into dry goods. Pretty much I'm kind of reciting what I have written down here, but such as rice and flour, in most cases they won't transfer flavor to the dry goods. But again, if you're concerned about this, you can tape the dry leaf to the top of the container that you're storing it in, and that will help repel some of these pests. Now, here's the big thing about bay leaves. If you go to the normal grocery store, they are going to get you for a lot of money. So I want to give you a way that I order bay leaves so that way you can save money. I'm going to kind of bring this here. It's going to make a lot of noise because it's in a Mylar bag or semi, whatever you want to call it. But so if you can see this here, this is the way I order my bay leaves, okay? And this company is called, what's it called? The Frontier Co-op. Some of you folks might know who this is. And this is how they ship it. I buy this by the 1 pound. This is 1 pound bag of bay leaves. And you're wondering, Grey, what did you pay for this big old bag of bay leaves? Well, I'm going to tell you. I paid $20, $19.99 on Amazon for this. And I like Frontier Co-op. They have a lot of other things. I get some dried echinacea so that I can use that in loose leaf tea. But we're focusing on the bay leaves today. Because if you can't grow it and you have at least a way to get certain things that are very important, it's a great company. I've read the reviews when I started using them a couple years back, But anyways, to me, that is a 1 pound bag. I paid $20 for it. Now let me show you a little bit the difference in you going to the store. All right. So over here, I'm gonna show you two different things on the screen. Okay, I'm trying to let me see if I can center myself right. Okay, so here is, I'm gonna put the Amazon one, and here is gonna be the one that it's another organic, because these are organic down here. Okay, so I know I look like I'm crazy holding my hands up, but eventually there's gonna be pictures there. But anyways, so over here you have this bay leaf that you usually find in the store. Simply Organic, I think is the name, and then here is the Frontier Co-op. I want you to look at the difference in prices. And I'll leave that up on the screen for you to look at for a second while I kind of dive into this. Okay, so in the Simply Organic, you're paying $7.47 for 4 grams. This is before tax or anything. Now, for the Frontier, you're buying 1 pound or for $20. So if you convert that, that would be 474.24. No, hold on. Did I get that right? No. My apologies. That'd be roughly 453 grams. I'm getting ahead of myself. So you can buy 4 grams for $7.47, or you can buy a pound for $19.99. And of course, like I said, I'm going to link this down below. If you guys want to check it out, you don't have to buy it, but at least you can look at it and read the reviews and go through it and see the other things they have to offer. And know that this is not some sort of paid sponsorship. This is just who I like to use. And so let me give you a difference in how much money you're going to save by using this product versus going to the store and buying the product. Unless you know someone that sells bay leaves. Anyways, that's what I was getting to over here. So if you were to buy the amount of bay leaves that you're going to get in this bag here in the store for 4 grams, so 4 grams or a pound would equal about 453 grams, if I got that right. Hopefully I got it right. Hopefully I got my mathing right. Anyways, which would translate to $474.24 to get a pound of that in that format. Now, if I got it wrong, you can drop that down in the comments. I'm pretty sure someone's going to check me on my math here, but that's what I came up with. And maybe I'm wrong. But 4 grams equals 453 grams. And if you times $7.47 times 453 and do all that math like that, yeah, it should be somewhere around there. So you're going to pay a heck of a ton more when you go to the store and you buy these little jars of bay leaves. So why not save yourself a ton of cash? And you're buying a pound. Now, you don't have to take it out of this bag, but I'm pretty sure some of you folks do because you're going to be using it. So then, of course, maybe you want to break it down. Maybe you want to put some in the kitchen for yourself. Then you want to, of course, store some. Maybe you want to add some to your food buckets and so on and so forth. Or if you have some friends you want to share them with, that being said, family members and whatnot. So just kind of wanted to wrap that up. I think let me know what you think down in the comment section, please. I'm really curious to hear your guys' points on bay leaves, if you use them outside of just for cooking and what you use them for. Have you ever used them medicinally? And what was the outcome? Because that's the best way to get other folks involved, is by asking you, the viewers, to drop your comments down in the comment section so that you guys can interact not only with me, but with others in there, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of folks out there who have either more or same knowledge base as I do or more. I have a lot of folks that watch the channel that are experts in some of the things that I talk about and add to this conversation, which is phenomenal. That being said, that is my take on bay leaves. Let me know what you think. Hopefully you guys got some value out of this. If you can, give it a thumbs up. I would truly appreciate that. And I will see everyone tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Grey Exchange. And what I'll probably do is, since I wasn't able to do the Sunday shift report, maybe we'll go over what I had for that tomorrow, if you guys don't mind, if that's okay with you. And then, like I said, this Thursday, we're going to have some fun on the Late Night with Grey show. Other than that, I think that's it a bit. I want to wish you guys a blessed evening or a blessed day or whenever this video happens to find you. Thank you for watching. Truly appreciate it. This is GreyMan. I'm out. See you guys on the rebound. God bless.